Hey, what's up? It's Sergeant Dr. Funk, and I really wish I would have captured the whole freaking. I just like had a heart attack on camera or on microphone or whatever, and it was awful because I really need to figure out why Audacity files just like randomly corrupt, like just randomly, because I deal with it once every like few episodes or something, and it's annoying. Or well, not once every few episodes, but I don't know, every once in a while. Luckily, it usually happens when I have, when I'm doing like a recording that doesn't end up making the cut or something. Luckily, it usually happens then, so I haven't had to like post what is it called? I can't remember. Post commentate over the video. God, look at me talking about all this stupid stuff that like you don't care about. Anyways, yeah, we're back with more Fire Emblem. You might notice that things are a bit different this time around. As you can see, I'm checking the turns there. Last time I realized I was on like turn 14, and there was just no way I was gonna make it. Like I actually could make it to Uhai, but there was no way I was gonna kill him unless like the lady goddess of luck just like wanted to totally freaking bang me or something. That in which case she'd probably bang me instead of let whatever character I attacked with have a critical, because that's not the same as banging me. But, anyways, I had to record this episode like 5 times as it was because I just wasn't getting to Uhai quick enough to where I could have a few turns to actually, like, fight him. I got there at turn, like, 13, 14, and I just wasn't doing enough damage, or I was missing, and God, it was just awful. Like, he's really a slippery devil. He doesn't look like it, but he's gonna make you bleed. You got to get there with a few turns, and I did this time. So that was good. A lot of this episode is just me checking my options and, what's good to hit him with and when and where and, finishing it so that Ellawood gets the experience. It's kind of nuts. And watching this and doing like post commentary makes me realize how much I'm glad I take the frigging sound off of the original video, because it's just like lagging already, and I don't know. So I always use even though it means you can't hear the music that well, I'll always just use it through like what you can hear through my speakers. Obviously, it's not going to be happening this time because we're using the one, and it's going to lag like hell, and if I try and use that to sync, it's going to go all to hell. There's not really all that much to sync in this episode, I don't think. Sync, I don't think. I love random rhymes. God, I should not be sounding as happy as I am right now, because that was frustrating. It just was. And then I could reenact what I did. I really could, but it would not be as interesting. And it would be fake, and the rage would not be real. But the rage was just ragey. It was the ragiest rage ever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could take this time to talk about post commentary and how much Will was going to die and how much it's like not authentic. I'm not a big fan of doing post commentary, but let me tell you something. I was not about to try and record this freaking chapter again. Good God, not after the fiasco I had. I mean, I was just casually playing because I saw where I was last time. Because I tried to record episode 42 right after episode 41. Which makes sense. But the problem was that, I just, like, I don't know. I realized, what am I saying? I realized that, I wasn't going to have enough terms to get over there and beat Uhai. So, I was just like, okay, I'll go back to my last save point and just play the whole chapter again, and we'll do it that way, and we'll just start there. It's a minor inconvenience. It's not like bringing Lucius back from the dead, which would be a hell of a task at this point. But I'm not going to do because again, don't need him, don't care, don't need him. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't like it, because especially in a game like this, where a lot of the excitement comes from whether or not a character misses or criticals or whatever, and you got to react to that like right when it is. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but Given just the sheer amount of trouble that this chapter has given me, I'm just like not even willing to. I mean, the cool part of it all was that, I haven't, no one has died in this chapter ever. I've never had that happen in this run, at least. I've probably had it happen before, but, it hasn't happened in this run. And that's always cool because I like it when characters don't die. Considering that's happened like 3 times in the past, like, few chapters. When did that happen? That happened in Port of Badon and Pirate Ship. Yeah, because in Port of Badon, Lynn died once. That was just awful. That was due to a critical. I can't even remember. It was like last week when I recorded that episode, and I don't even remember what I did. It's pretty sad, but yeah. Oh, there goes Lowen leveling up. It was funny. There was actually this running gag because I actually had, Ellawood trying to kill Uhai like without him being like able to in one hit, which was kind of silly. But every time that he friggin' went to hit Uhai, he leveled up. So I watched Ellawood do the same level up like 5 times. It was ridiculous. And here I'm celebrating because it's gonna work. I'm thinking just because like there's a chance that he won't hit. So I'm reasoning with myself. I'm saying, if he doesn't get it, then someone else will. And then I was like, yay! Because that bitch would not go down, man. I'm not looking forward to shooting him again in the last chapter. The rotted tree. I talk about the rotted tree a lot because I like in post commentary it ends up being like meta commentary, and I don't want to do that for every episode. Episode 40, I'd love to do post commentary on, just because I can talk about all of the voices that I use and stuff. Because that episode was actually like production. That's why it's called Oscar material. Because I put some work into that, man. I love that episode. Uhai, I wish we could have met under different circumstances. Ugh. Don't tempt fate, Ellawood. He was a Sakan. He would not lie. At least I choose to believe him. Let's go then. To the Dragon's Gate. Let's go then. To the Dragon's Gate. Boop, boop. Let's go then. Boop, boop, boop. To the Dragon's Gate. Boop, 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 boop. And yes, we do go on to the next chapter in this one because that ending scene was like the shortest ever. If they were all that short, I'd be happy to voice them all, So, but unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time. And here I'm realizing a terrible truth. Well, it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. No, considering I have animations on, it's considerably less awesome than I thought it would be, so that's good. A great rotted tree. Now, the beginning of this episode has some cottywallop. Cottywallop? Cotty paddle? What am I trying to say there? I'm trying to say something overtly British. Codswallop, I think. Codswallop is probably what I was thinking about. I actually voiced this over in the last one, but it wasn't that. It was less of an interesting conversation than than I thought it would be. So I'm not doing it this time, even though it's like one of the few times we'll actually get to hear Marcus. I don't even remember what he sounded like anyway. He probably sounded like one of my evil people, because I tried to voice him like Governor Tarkin, or Grand Moff Tarkin, as he is in episode 4, but it I don't know. It never ended up working. And last time I don't know. It was really different, but whatever. So yeah, Ellawood. That was actually kind of like Hoye there. Stop yelling at me. It's because of that. Wow. Nope. And I started the bad habit of not being able to read things again too. I thought I was over that, man. Episode 40 was just like, yes, and it was, but not anymore. Still can't read. We're still not quite over that hump yet, but we'll get there. We'll totally get there. Yeah. This totally happens. And then there's that guy, Lord Ion, with his green hair and that nose. I've seen that nose somewhere before, haven't I? The yellow-haired guy that hated the Sakans. And he talks about thunder magic and calculations. I can't lose. Combat is an equation. Those with intelligence have a natural advantage, except I have a shaman. Like, seriously, I have a dark magic user and good people, so it's not like, I'm really in any danger, actually. So he's not going to be all that hard. You might have noticed he was a class that we haven't really seen yet. Actually, we have seen it. We saw it in episode 40. So what the hell was I all hyped up about? Not actually going to show the actual class until... I also laughed at the fact that Elwood said, oof. Actually, that is a pretty short intro. Just because it's like not a very story-heavy chapter either, which is kind of cool, so... I don't know why I still show this. This, like, picking... Well, actually, here I use it to preface the battle. Because we don't actually start the battle in this chapter. Spoiler alert. So I just sort of talk about a little bit how, these things are going to affect the battle ahead. And really, I mean, if you want to play at home with your friends, you can take bets on what I'm planning and stuff like that, You can say, oh, I bet he's going to do this, and, have fun with it, Little Let's Plays there. You can Let's Play a Let's Play. I still want to do that. Someday I might take this Let's Play and just commentate over it, and God only knows what. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It'll be an interesting thing to do, especially with this game, because I love it so much, Just, take it and just kind of do it over a little bit, and maybe voice act better or something. I don't know. Or just be able to talk about it without having to think about what I'm doing, because that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice about post commentaries. That I actually get to talk about, what's going on rather than what's going on in my head or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna see you next time on Fire Emblem when we go ahead and go into the Dread Isle, and hopefully everything will be, better and stuff by then. So. Yeah, I'll see you next time, and we'll be right on track to do whatever it is that we're going to do in this chapter that I ended up not talking about in my commentary because, I'm a little frazzled today, just saying. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching and putting up with my shit, because it's shitty.